from that.
As Taranto gets us underway, plays that ball forward to Hannah Keane. Got options in the middle, but she keeps that one-on-one with Kennedy Faulkner. Hannah Keane still going. At the touchline, going across the goal. And that ball's come out. Canberra, opportunity to get away. Grace March playing it forward, goes out for a throw in of a dangerous bit of attack there from Hannah Keane. Such an important player for Western United.
So important. She's been dangerous in every single game, and that dribble she just did then is no different to what she's producing every game and getting that cross in. Yeah, it was really tenacious, that effort there, and she actually leads her team in dribbles this season, so we'll see plenty of that today.
Absolutely. I know my fantasy team loves her in the squad. I'm sure Mark Sorcaso loves having her in his team as well. See, first look at Jacqueline Savitsky on the ball. She plays it back to Sydney Cummings.
Yeah, my fantasy team, of course, contains Hannah Keane as well, because she's got me plenty of points.
As we see her on the ball, trying to play that forward for Danielle Steer, but that's gone out for a throw-in. See Kennedy Faulkner returning to the starting 11 this afternoon. Came off the bench, but been out with injury as of late, but made her return to the squad last week. We've seen a lot of Canadians in the dub as well. Jacqueline Savitsky, Philippines international, but from Canada. And Danielle Steer as well. See, Cern, back to Cummings. To Hilary Beale, one of the many international goalkeepers from America, and she's probably been one of the most impressive ones so far this season.
Yeah, I've got her up in my top 3 keepers for the season so far. Hilary Beale has been tremendous in goal, and she saved a couple of penalties, and she's just a really great voice at the back for Western United.
Faulkner tried to play that through to Ilioski, but couldn't get the connection that she needed for that pass.
Yeah, a bit of a miscommunication there. I think Faulkner was expecting Ilioski to come deep there, but Ilioski was on another wavelength.
Taranto, Savitsky, Cummings. Taranto. Back to Savitsky. Just trying to find a way forward here at Western United. Cern. Medwin. Chang Shiwu done well defensively there, but come back, Danielle Steer. Poor pass and get balls given away to Canberra United for a throw-in. Balls bubbling around. Hannah Keane on the ball, tried to play that ball through to Vlanic. Hannah Keane still got possession of the ball. Mal Taranto plays that back to Sydney Cummings.
And given the heat today, Pakua, I think, you know, the message is to really, you know, take care in possession and not give away unnecessary possession. So it looks like Western United are really trying to be calm on the ball and not give it away too easily.
Sydney Cummings making her way forward. That ball's played out wide. Got Hannah Keane in the middle. Good run there by Angie Beard. And as we see, Danielle Steer knocked that into the back of the net. And 1-0 to Western United. That chance created out of nothing. And great run by Angie Beard out there to cross that in. And Danielle Steer gets her first goal in the competition.
It just seemed like Canberra were caught off guard there. They had a cross in, and Danielle Steer just wanted it more, and Canberra sort of were just looking around in a way.
Certainly was. We take a look at that, and Angie Beard, great cross, and Danielle Steer just the first to be alert to it. As we see Emily Ilioski just caught flat-footed and didn't make the necessary movements, and that Chloe Lincoln just, there was ball right behind her.
What a debut for Angie Beard for Western United. She's already got an assist to her name. What a fantastic cross that was.
Great way to start. You know, obviously Mark Sorcaso knows the quality of a player like Angie Beard. We've seen her throughout this competition when she played for Melbourne Victory last. But it must bring him a lot of confidence with Jess McDonald leaving, to have a player like Angie Beard step up and do something like that so early in the game.
Yeah, it's fantastic recruitment once again from Torcaso and Western United. You know, a player like Angie Beard, she's so experienced and she's so competitive, and it's already paying dividends for them.
It certainly is, as that ball goes out of play. Emma Iliowski just couldn't control that. And first shot in the game, first goal. That's a nice stat to have, wouldn't it?
100%. Brilliant.
As I say, Kennedy Faulkner got for that. Taylor Young. Ball going out for a throw-in.
Yeah, Canberra just trying to respond now. You know, they need to keep the ball. They need to get forward, and they need just a bit more energy.
Certainly do. That ball's played through. Keane tries to work her way around, keeps possession, and Keane got Danielle Steer making the run forward. May have gone a little bit early, but flag stays down. Steer goes for the shot, but great defensive work by Canberra.
Yeah, I thought Steer was initially offside there, but flag stayed down, and play continues.
And this game, every 15 minutes, we will have a drinks break. It is quite hot out there on the park in McKellar Park, and Sally Brush plays that forward to Michelle Heyman. Great defensive work there by Cern, but lost ball. Regained by Mel Taranto. Hughes. Taylor Young. Grove playing that forward. That ball's being chased down by Sydney Cummings, who's going to take her time. If we have a look at Jacqueline Savitsky, it'd be nice for her to get a win on her starting debut. For her side, has made 3 appearances in the competition, but her first game starting. Cern, back to Cummings. To Beard. And that ball's gone out of play in a throw-in for Canberra United.
And Canberra just look a little out of character. I don't know if last week's heavy losses, you know, got them down on their confidence, but they're at McKellar Park and this is their fortress. So hopefully they kick into gear very, very soon and you know, make this the great contest that we expect it to be. You know, they're in front of their home crowd, who are a huge, you know, when it comes to playing at McKellar, very vocal. So hopefully they can, you know, have some positive play, get the fans involved, and yeah, get back into this game.
It's obviously the first time that Western United have faced Canberra, and also the first time they've been at McKellar Park, as this ball's played forward through to Cheng Shui Wu. Cheng Shui Wu cut in. Good defensive work, and that ball's come all the way back to Kennedy Faulkner, near the halfway line. Iliowski plays that ball forward. That ball's laid down, and Vesna Milivojevic, her first shot this afternoon, goes wide of the goals.
Much better play here from Canberra. Got the cross in, and Michelle Heyman opts to lay off Milivojevic. Could she have brought it down and turned and shot? She's really good at doing that, but perhaps, you know, the confidence is building again from last week, and she opted to lay it off for Milivojevic. But that's much better from Canberra. When they start to distribute the ball, you know, from left to right quickly, it really works well for them.
Obviously, a side like Canberra, they do have so many attacking options. It's almost the embarrassment of riches at times for Negos Popovic to figure out what his best starting 11s was. They see them go forward. The ball's played through for Cheng Shui Wu, but Alana Cern read that well and just helps that ball go out. And Hilary Beale will take a goal kick. We see for Western United, a side that's been good defensively, but also been so good going forward. And the player that comes to mind when you think of something like that is Hannah Keane. We've had a lot of discussion throughout the week about is Alex Chidiac potentially the Julie Dolan medal, but what about a player like Hannah Keane? How much of a shout does she have for an award like that?
Oh, she's got a huge shout for it. You know, she's up there, I think, leading goal scorer. She's been influential in every single game for her team. So, yeah, she would absolutely be in contention for the Julie Dolan Award.
Just saw her. Maybe she heard you calling her name, Teresa, and she said, I need to be on screen really quickly. So that was played forward. Taylor Young. Ball's made its way back to Grace Maher. Played it forward into the path of Iliofsky, but read well there by Medwin. Plays it back to her keeper. Just a bit too much on that from Hilary Beale, but Western United managed to get a throw-in out of that.
Yeah, and Western United are a team that they're happy not to have the ball. They're really happy, and once they do get it, they transition forward quickly and take their chances when they get them, and that's what they've been so good at this season, and they've exceeded everyone's expectations bar their own because, as you said earlier, Pakua, they have one really important characteristic, and that's belief.
Milivojevic got Heyman forward, almost caught in two minds between Cheng Shu were on that left-hand side and Michelle Heyman down the middle, but Hilary Beale's seen a lot of the ball, done a fair few goal kicks so far, but hasn't been troubled, hasn't been required to make a save after 11 minutes in this game. That ball's played forward into the path of Taya Vlanic, who's playing up front for Western United. Got options now arriving as Adriana Taranto comes, but some great defensive work there by Canberra. That ball's tried to be played forward for Taylor Young, but too much on it.
Yeah, really, really good work there from Laura Hughes, working hard to get back and win an important ball for Canberra United then.
So that ball's laid forward for Adriana Taranto. Mel Taranto scores that, sorry. A great goal for Western United. And they make it 2-0 this afternoon. A great goal for Mel Taranto.
Once again, Canberra United caught off guard and not, coming to the party in terms of the battle there. An easy, lay down there by Danielle Steer for Mel Taranto to finish it to the keeper's right. Fantastic finish. And she just had so much time then to control the ball and pick her side. So, yeah, Canberra United far too slow to react then.
Canberra get us underway again. 2-0 down after only 14 minutes in this contest. Medwin trying to play it out defence. Cern there to help support. That ball's gone out for a throw-in.
It just goes to show how damaging a significant loss can be to a team. It's going to take real effort for Canberra to get out of a bit of a rut, after last week's game. But, they are at home. They're at their fortress. If there's a time to do it, it's today.
First shot on target for Canberra United, courtesy of Grace Maher. See Jacqueline Savitsky on the ball. Medwin. Cern. Back to Beale. Cummings. Beard. Vlanic. Plays it off for Beard, who's made that run. Got Hannah Keane in the middle. Taylor Young. That ball's straight into the hands of Chloe Lincoln.
And Western United getting a lot of joy on that left wing. They're enjoying a nice, calm build-up. laying it out to the left and getting a good amount of crosses in.
Okay, still manages to keep possession. Angie Beard's made her way forward. That ball falls nicely for her. Can't cut that back into the path of Hannah Keane. Chloe Lincoln plays that forward quickly, but Taylor Young loses possession. As that ball goes out for a throw-in, and our first drinks break of the afternoon. And a frantic 15 minutes, first 15 minutes for Canberra United. Two really easy goals they turned out to be for Western United.
Yeah, look, I think this drinks break's going to benefit Canberra in terms of Popovic getting some much-needed instruction across because there are some issues at the back. Here's Western United's first goal, and that left wing's dangerous, and it comes down to that battle, you know, in the box. Canberra, yeah, just, you know, not strong enough and not dealing with the crosses at the moment.
A great cross from Angie Beard, and Danielle Steer read that so well as we take a look at the second goal, and Danielle Steer just jets it down into the path of Mel Taranto.
Once again, ball into the box, poorly defended. The intent from the Western United isn't matched by Canberra, so easy layoff and, you know, customary finish, and not dealt with by Canberra by any means.
And Danielle Steers having a great afternoon, and an assist. I believe they'll surely be giving her the assist for that chest down for Mel Taranto, and goal to start the proceedings this afternoon.
Yeah, definitely. Definite assist there for Danielle Steer. It was an intentional layoff there.
And how do Canberra regroup from here? Because two goals down in this competition, we've seen sides come back from that, and it is the dub. Anything can happen, but how do they regroup to get themselves? Do they need to score at least one goal, or do they need to try get that back, cut that lead down all in one half?
I mean, it's reminding me of their game last week against Wellington, and this is what happened, and they couldn't bounce back, and Wellington just ran over the top of them with intensity as well. So if Canberra don't fix things up at the back structurally and with attitude and intention, I hate to say it, but it could turn into a bit of a whitewash as well.
Angie Beard gets us underway here. And Grove. Hannah Keane keeps that in. Late played back to her, and Angie Beard cross. That ball's gone out for a goal kick.
And you mentioned Western United have lost a couple key players. Jess McDonald, you know, probably the most notable of them all. And, you know, you can see that nothing's really changed for them. And that's, you know, goes to show how much Jess McDonald has left them with on and off the pitch. And just goes to show, you know, how good Western United are with their values.
Michelle Heyman breaks forward here. One-on-one with Sydney Cummings, and got Cheng Shu Wu in the middle, but read well by Alana Cern. Plays it off to Hannah Keane. Does a nice bit of footwork there. Into the path of Danielle Steer. Got Kennedy Faulkner by her side. Holds the ball up, waiting for some teammates in support. Into Kennedy Faulkner, manages to knock that out for a throw-in.
Yeah, that was a nifty little drag back from Hannah Keane to lose her defender and play the ball in behind for Danielle Steer. And a good contest there with Faulkner and Steer.
As we see, Medwin to Steer. Cheng Shu Wu gets that back for Canberra, but plays it straight to Mel Taranto. Grace Smart. Diagonal ball into the path of Taylor Young. Can she get it in time? She does. She keeps the ball in play. Still waiting for support. Only Milivojevic, but she loses possession before she can get it to a teammate. Savitsky. Taranto. Steer knocks it forward, but Kennedy Faulkner does well to block her path. Lincoln. Grove. brush. Back to Ma in the middle of the park. Struggling to make their way out here, but they found Grove out on the right-hand side. Michelle Heyman read that well. That ball's knocked into the face of Sydney Cummings, and the referee, Rebecca Durkow, just stops play. Just a good flick from Michelle Heyman, but it's just Sydney Cummings' head just happened to be in the way.
Yeah, it looks like it just got a smack bang in the middle of the nose. It would definitely be a shock to the system.
As we take a look at that again. Smart flick from Michelle Heyman, just happened to be a very tall player in the way of that. She couldn't get on the end of it. Sydney Cummings, a Guyana international. It's been really important for Western United this season in that defence. Her and Alana Cern have had a really good partnership, and the only time their partnership was disrupted, they suffered their first loss in the competition against the Wellington Phoenix.
Yeah, she's been absolutely fantastic, Cummings, and I don't know if that counts as a block or a clearance, but she definitely leads her team in both those areas. So, yeah, she's been an absolute rock for Western United this season.
Michelle Heyman plays that through to Taylor Young, who tries to get Milivojevic involved, but too much on that ball.
It's just a little predictable from Canberra at the moment. Yeah, if they can kind of be a little bit different and try not to, show defenders where they're going to pass the ball ahead of it happening, it'll do them a world of good.
Really struggling in that front third. Only able to complete 50% of their passes there, and not a stat they would like to see. Negos Popovic would like to see that number certainly increase.
Yeah, definitely far too low of a percentage if they want some joy in that front third. So they are, being a bit too predictable and making it far too easy for the Western United defenders to read the play and interfere with it.
Grove playing it back to Ma. Does love a long-range effort. Iliovsky tries to cross into Cheng Shui Wu, but that ball's found its way back to Hughes. Cheng Shui Wu keeps possession. Michelle Heyman, long-range effort, but always too high over that crossbar. And Michelle Heyman, I wouldn't doubt her ability to score from anywhere on the park. If there's someone who'll do it, it's certainly her.
Yeah, it was a good little layoff there by Cheng Shui Wu to Heyman's left foot, which is not her dominant foot, but, she's always going to have a go, and I have definitely seen her score plenty of left-footed goals, but it wasn't to be just then.
Kennedy Faulkner. That ball's gone into the face of Daniel Steer. If we have a look, Canberra, 3 shots to Western United's 2, but the most important stat is Western United's 2 have all ended up in the back of the net. And Canberra's ones certainly haven't been troubling Hillary Bill all that much.
Incredible stat. And Western United have done this all season. They take their chances. No different today.
You expect if somebody told you that Western United were 2-0 up, you'd almost be like, surely Hannah Keane has scored a goal. But no. Mel Taranto scored their second, and Danielle Steer got us underway.
And it's always great when different players are scoring goals. It goes to show how good a team they are. And, to do it at McKellar Park, of all places, it's just huge.
Was it one of the more difficult places that you had to play, Teresa?
Absolutely. Definitely one of my least favourite venues to visit and play at.
As we see, Vlanich playing a little 1-2 with Hannah Keane. Played through, but that ball's made its way to Kennedy Faulkner, who's played it out. That ball's found its way back to Taylor Vlanich, who's playing up front. And she plays it for Angie Beard, who's done a great little turn there. And Danielle Steer almost made it that near post. Chloe Lincoln was alert to it, got both hands on it.
Yeah, really great creative play there from Western United, and it's so impressive. Every time Hannah Keane gets that ball, she's looking to go forward, and it's so important for teams to, when they build up, try and get that ball forward, and Western United do it so well.
Absolutely, as we saw Chloe Lincoln play that through to Michelle Heyman with a great touch, but closed down quickly by Sydney Cummings. See Alana Cern straight to Hannah Keane, but couldn't control it. That ball's given straight back to Canberra United. Milivojevic, Taylor Young, Ma, back to Brush, to Hughes, lost possession there to Savitsky. Mel Taranto. Let's have a look at Sydney Cummings playing it out. Just taking their time. Western United, no need to rush for the 2-goal advantage.
Yeah, they've got a lot of confidence. They're 2 goals up. You know, why expend unnecessary energy at this point on such a hot day? They're in control. So they're going to enjoy some calm possession and choose when they want to go forward now.
In a game like this, when it is so hot, are you wanting to get out really quickly and get that lead, or are you just trying to conserve your energy and really make one big push as you know, later into the game?
Great question, Puku, and I guess it depends on each team's own tactics, but, you know, you're wanting to score early, in my view. You go out.
As that ball's given away to Hannah Keane, taking a shot early, and that ball's found the back of the net. And, of course, Hannah Keane gets a score sheet, but it looks like that ball was just given away. And it just seems so sudden. Everybody in Canberra is just a bit shocked by that.
Here it is, and yeah, just a misguided pass them from Sasha Grove, lands to the last person you want it to land to. Hannah Keane turns beautifully and really picks where she wants to put the ball, and it was actually a great finish from where she was.
Really was, with Chloe Lincoln so far out of her goal. She just really had to pick her spot. And for Canberra United, things just go from bad to worse this afternoon.
Yeah, and the heads, what's really concerning is the heads are really down, and normally Canberra's a team that bounce back. They keep their heads up, and they, you know, they won't give up. But at the moment, the heads are down, and it's doing them no favours. And you know what? Western United are a smart team, and they've worked that out. They know Canberra are down, and they're not laying off by any means. They're keeping their pressure on them. They're pouncing on balls, and yeah, there's a real concern that this game could turn into another whitewash.
As that ball goes out, they're just needing to get some control in this game, Canberra United, and getting a player like Milivojevic on the ball, who's been so dangerous this season. See Mel Taranto losing possession, but fouled in the process. Just have a look at Negos Popovic. What is going on through his mind at the moment? Obviously, halftime is nearing, but what does he have to do? Does he change something now, or wait? Does he wait till halftime to make those changes?
Look, I think there's a bit of everything happening for Canberra. I think tactically there's a few tweaks he needs to make. But the biggest, you know, issue is attitude and desire today. And I think the heads are down, and really the main key is picking up his players and, you know, getting them in. There's still a while to go before half-time. So they need their leaders to step up.
Cheng Shui makes her way forward, plays it to Michelle Heyman, takes a touch to her side. Michelle Heyman, and great save from Hilary Beale. She almost made it through that crowd and got her side back in this contest, but Hilary Beale was alert to it.
Well, if there's anyone that can get them back, it's Michelle Heyman. Here she is. It's landed to her, and she's taken the touch away. She took that extra touch. I'm just not sure whether she should have shot a bit earlier, but yeah, well, that was a good opportunity for Canberra. And if anyone can get him out of this rut, it's Michelle Heyman.
Absolutely, as Milivojevic is ready to take his corner. deep to the far post. There's Michelle Heyman, plays it across back, and that ball has fallen to Taylor Young. Milivojevic again, but blocked by Mel Taranto. Another corner for Canberra United. Deep again, Michelle, Ali Brush. That ball fell to Ali Brush, but couldn't control it. We know she's loves to score a goal or two.
Yeah, you saw her hands up to the head there, and really good opportunity for Ellie Brush there. Nice weighted ball in by Milivojevic.
And Kennedy Faulkner made a return to the squad last week in her first start. How have you seen her game so far this afternoon? It hasn't looked particularly great at times.
Yeah, look, she's a young player and she's got a lot of learning ahead of her. And, you know, I think the whole back line for Canberra have struggled today in terms of matching the intent that Western United have. But, you know, with a young player like Faulkner, yeah, like I said, she's got a lot of learning ahead of her. I think she was caught out of possession on that second goal in particular. So, look, you know, she's next to Ellie Brush there. So I can tell you there's going to be a big talk at halftime and, you know, some minor changes made, and it'll be definitely about what Canberra United can improve on. But they're definitely in need of, you know, a bit more structure and instruction in their back line.
Is it just a case of a back line that's not communicating enough and not letting each other know where they need to be defensively? As we take a look at this chance for Vesna Milivojevic, just spray a little bit wide, and Michelle Heyman making a great run past Sydney Cummings. That Western United defence have been alert.
Look, in terms of the communication, I think there has been a personnel change. It's been Ellen Gett at the back with Ellie Brush for most games. So, yeah, look, any little change, any slight change can have a huge impact. But I just think, yeah, today they're just lacking, you know, desire in a way. I think their heads are still down from last week's loss. And, yeah, that's out of character for Canberra. You know, normally they're really great at bouncing back and lifting each other.
As we get underway after our second drinks break, if you've only just joined us, there will be a drinks break every 15 minutes in this contest. And well, Western United got us underway with some really nice goals and some well-worked goals from Danielle Steer. A beautiful cross from Angie Beard.
And let's not take anything away from Western United, because they've come ready today to McKellar Park, and you know that they're playing really well, really settled. They look so mature as a team going forward. They're calm in possession, and you know, they're taking their chances when they get them, and that's the biggest thing.
They certainly are. And as we see Angie Beard, Hannah Keane.
And because Canberra have goals in them. We've seen that in a number of games this season. And if they can go in at half-time and, you know, come out second half fresh with a new mindset, it's going to be hard, but, you know, they could really turn this into a thriller of a game, and they can turn this around. It's not over.
Medwin plays that ball forward for Danielle Steer, but too much on it. And that ball goes out for a goal kick. But, Teresa, is it almost a case of, because they've got so many great attacking options, they just kind of don't know what playing style that they should be using when going forward, because they all have such different skill sets? Or is it just that desire that you speak about that just isn't there at the moment?
Honestly, I think it's the desire, because a lot of these players have played together for many years. Grace Ma, Michelle Heyman, you know, there's a number of players here that know each other really well. So I do think it comes down to desire. I think they're being a little bit predictable in their front third and making it far too easy for Western United to intercept their passes.
Savitsky making a run here. Playing that ball through to Vlanic. Got options in the middle, crosses it early, and Hannah Keane at the front, but too much on there. There's Chloe Lincoln. Safely grabs that. Playing it out through to Ali Brush. For a side like Canberra, they were on such a high after that Newcastle Jets game, and they dispatched them so easily. As we see Canberra go forward, Michelle Heyman here, poor touch there, but Michelle Heyman still got the ball, but too much on that, and Hilary Beale comes out to collect. But they had such a great win against Newcastle. Everything looked up. They looked like they could make that run for finals. Should take a look at Michelle Heyman's opportunity there.
Yeah, considering Michelle Heyman had 3 players on her then, she didn't do too badly, but yeah, that heavy touch at the end was an easy collect for Hilary Beale.
As we see Hannah Keane, options forward. Savitsky, got Angie Beard calling for out wide, but she turns back around and plays it to Mel Taranto, who loses possession. Milivojevic got Cheng Shu Wu out wide to support her, but good defensive cover and work from Mel Taranto. Cern, Medwin. The ball's got too much on it, but for Canberra United, has something potentially happened that they've lost a little bit of their confidence? What has happened for this side that were on such a high to going down 5-0 to the bottom of the league, Wellington Phoenix, and now 3-0 down to Western United, who are top of the league, but it is still a really big deficit at the moment?
That's a great question, Pakua, and I mean 2 weeks ago I was saying how good Canberra were, and they've turned their season around, and they're potential contenders. The way they played against Newcastle, they were amazing going forward and in possession, and they had that desire. And, you know, it just goes to show how quickly things can turn around in football after such a heavy loss.
Taylor Young here, playing through to Michelle Heyman, who takes a shot straight into the arms of Hilary Beale.
For some reason, last week's loss has just gotten to them. I don't think there's any other issues in the squad. They've got a great culture. You know, all the individuals in the team are there for the right reasons. I highly doubt it's anything to do with team culture or anything like that. But
Mel Taranto plays that ball forward to Hannah Keane. Caught on the wrong side, but she's still got possession of it. It goes through the legs of Chloe Lincoln, and Hannah Keane gets her second of the afternoon. She got on the wrong side of Ellie Brush there and went straight through the legs of Chloe Lincoln.
Hannah Keane, one-on-one battle, unstoppable. What a finish.
And very impressive from Western United this afternoon. 4th shot on target, 4th goal. And Mark Torcaso, I don't think he could have asked for much more as we take a look at this goal again.
Here she goes. Look, it was a shoulder-to-shoulder battle there between the very experienced Ellie Brush and Hannah Keane, and Hannah Keane just comes up, trumps that balance, that tenacity, and then to finish through the legs of Chloe Lincoln, incredible. We mentioned her contention towards the Julie Dolan Award, and I mean, this speaks for itself. How can we not include her in that talk?
Absolutely, and a great player and provided so much, and I don't think Mark Torcaso could have asked for much more. With Jess McDonald leaving, this is the kind of performance that he would have wanted from his side.
And here we see 4 shots on target and 4 goals for Western United. What an incredible statistic that is.
Don't think you can ask for much more. Have you had that stat like that when you in your playing days, Teresa, you reckon?
Absolutely not. That is unheard of. What a stat.
Sydney Cummings taking it out of the back line. Taranto, just too much on that. Trying to get into the path of Danielle Steer and played quickly. Iliovsky. Medwin playing it back to Cern. to Savitsky. Really hasn't had to do too much in that number 6 role this afternoon. Seems that Milivojevic is marking her, but looking very calm for Western United at the moment. Get to take as much time as they need. So that ball's played through to Sydney Cummings. Taranto. Vlanic. Got Keane in the middle. Still got the ball there. Bit of a tug there from Grove. And that ball goes out for a corner.
Once again, down that left side, Western United getting a lot of joy. So come half time, will Canberra make a few tweaks, Pakua?
They could potentially have some options with the likes of Grace Jarley on the bench. Just have a look at this again. Vlanic, just a really good physical contest with her and Sasha Grove. Wins her side corner, and that ball's played short to Vlanic. Plays it through, and Chloe Lincoln loses it, and it's gone in for a goal. Western United, that ball's been fumbled and not dealt with by Chloe Lincoln, and it's gone into the back of the net.
Canberra really struggling to deal with that ball that comes back in, the crosses in. They are not dealing with them. And a bit of a fumble there from Chloe Lincoln, lands straight at the feet of Sydney Cummings, and I'm not sure if it landed over the line.
Not quite sure if it did go over the line initially, but Sydney Cummings made sure it was in the back of the net and got her side the 5th goal of the afternoon.
And that would be, if it's awarded to Cummings, I think her 3rd goal for her team at centre-back. So what a player.
Maybe she's chasing Ali Brush's record of that 21. Maybe she wants, or maybe even Kayla Morrison's hat-trick this season.
Oh, she can certainly get there. If she's going to score 3 goals a season over a number of seasons, she's on her way.
This ball's been played at the Western United back line. Medwin beautifully worked her way inside. Play it through to Hannah Keane, but too much on it. But that ball's coming straight back for Western United. What a great afternoon for them. Couldn't have asked for much more in this opening half. Vlanic. Ball's crossed into the path of Steer, who knocks it forward, but safely for Chloe Lincoln, who's had a rough afternoon so far.
And you asked before, what could it be that in the Canberra United camp? And honestly, I don't know now. I said it was attitude and desire, but you know, this is not where they want to be at all by any means.
There's a Vesna Milivojevic who's just fouled there by Amy Medwin. A little upset. Medwin's knocked that ball a little bit further. She might have to just walk into her technical area. It's Western United's technical area to get that.
And as hard as this result is at the moment, and the frustration that Canberra must be feeling, they've got to get past that, because the more frustrated they are, that'll work in the favour of Western United.
Vesna Milivojevic take this free kick. Shallow, and hasn't made it to a Canberra shirt. Milivojevic, another opportunity, and Sydney Cummings deals with that. Going straight back to opposite centre back, Ali Brush. Sasha Grove goes in. That ball's just found its way across and not dealt with by Medwin, who chops at that, but lucky for her, went straight into the hands of Hillary Bill. And for a side like Canberra, so many players who can have special moments, as Kennedy Faulkner just taps that down for Danielle Steer. Keeps possession of it. And too much on that. And out of the reach of Mel Taranto. Medwin. Savitsky. Sasha Grove there, trying to get possession as the 4th official, George Ghirardello, indicates 4 minutes of additional time. And I think Canberra Like that 4 minutes to go by very, very quickly.
Yeah, it'll go by very, very slowly, I think, for Canberra. And it feels like they've been, you know, waiting for half-time for too long. And it's just, and they haven't been, you know, able to play their game whatsoever in that time.
Even though Canberra have been disappointing this afternoon, there's not really much more a side like Western United could have done better. Played it really nicely out of their defence and really understood their game plan, have really clearly recognised that those crosses into the box were going to be hard to deal with for Canberra. It's something that they thought was a weakness, and they've certainly executed at that objective so far this afternoon, as we see Taranto here playing it back to Medwin. Plays a long ball into the path of Hannah Keane, who can't get control of it, and probably best for Chloe Lincoln at that moment in time.
And I think 4 of those 5 goals are all quite similar. So that suggests that Western United have done some homework and have identified a weak spot in the Canberra team. With that cross-in, they could not deal with it.
Big bump there from Vlanic and Hughes. Hughes on the ball, playing out wide to Michelle Heyman. You probably don't want her that far out of the goal square.
Yeah, she's definitely coming pretty deep to get onto the ball, Michelle Heyman, which just goes to show how desperate Canberra United are. And even their build-up play is starting well into their half at the moment.
Yeah, there's a wild shot there from Grace Smart. It's gone out for a goal kick. Let's take a look at that again.
Ball landed for Grace Meyer, and she's known to score a long-range effort, but what wasn't to be today, which kind of sort of goes to show where Canberra United are at today.
Absolutely. Mar trying to play into the path of Taylor Young. Gets on the end of it. Got Angie Beard defending her, and Jacqueline Savitsky reads that well and clears it for her side, but it's coming straight back. Vesna Milivojevic, great wild shot there from Hughes. Probably would have liked to get a little bit more space for herself and some more time before she went for that ambitious strike.
Yeah, it was a bit of a rushed shot there, but by Laura Hughes, and perhaps she could have, you know, put her foot on it and spread the ball a bit more. Canberra United, they're moving the ball, but it's just not quick enough.
Yeah, the build-up is looking a bit slow at the moment as Hillaryville gets Western United underway. Zheng Shuwu unable to get on the end of that, and as we see, and Medwin with the throw-in. That ball's played nicely through to Mel Taranto, into for assist Adriano, who's played it through to Taylor Vlanic. He's got lots of space here. He takes a shot and just over the crossbar. And that ball saved by Chloe Lincoln. Really needed that. And a corner for Western United, whose first shot this afternoon that hasn't ended up in the back of the net.
Yeah, and it came off a throw-in close to their own half. Hannah Keane flicks it on. Mel Taranto plays it to Vlanic, and she's ruined the stat there, TJ Vlanic. But again, once again, Western United are first to everything. First ball, second ball, and it ends up in a shot on goal.
Deep corner there. Sydney Cummings in the back post, and Sydney Cummings' second strike. That ball's bubbling around and cleared by Taylor Young. And half-time here at McKellar Park, and a half that Canberra United would certainly like to forget. Danielle Steer got us underway with the first goal, courtesy of an Angie Beard cross, and then Mel Taranto put in the second, and it just kept getting worse and worse for Canberra United. And Negos is Canberra United 0, Western United 5. And Negos Popovic will definitely have a few words for his side, and Mark Torcaso, I don't know if he's got any notes he'd like to say as we have a look at our halftime stats.
And yeah, look at those shots on target. 7 shots for Western United and 5 goals to show. That is what is standing out so much.
There's not really much you can do better than that. And we'll take a break here and we'll be back for the second half between Canberra United and Western United.
1923, a Paramount Plus original drama, now streaming. Canberra United will undertake sponsors for their ongoing support during the 2022-23 Liberty A-League season. Our principal partner, the University of Canberra, our major partners, the ACT Government, Clubline, Blues Personal Injury Lawyers, ISC Sports, DKD Consulting, and Nano Water Hydration. Our official partners, Southern Cross Australia. Our business squad members, Income, Kimberley Learning Centre, and TP Dynamics. You've got your own way with us as you use the official automotive partner of the A-Leagues. Listen up, Liberty proudly supports the A-Leagues, the free thinkers, the game changers, and the goal kickers, both on and off the field. Bring your finest dreams to life with Liberty, loans for free thinkers. Flares are illegal at our venues. If you possess or throw a flare, there are severe penalties will apply. Any spectator identified with a prohibited item may be refused entry, evicted from the stadium, potentially banned from attending future matches, and handed over to police for further questioning. A financial fine will also be issued. We ask you to respect your fellow spectators by refraining from illegal and dangerous activities.
And welcome back here to McKellar Park, where Canberra United are facing an uphill battle against league leaders Western United, who are winning 5-0, courtesy some great goals from a wide range of players. Hannah Keane got 2 goals at the moment, as we see Canberra United go through their last little bit of drills. And Teresa, it's an uphill battle for Canberra United this half, as we have a look at the goals they conceded.
Yeah, here's their first goal, and it's a cross from the left, as most have been. That was not dealt with by Canberra United, brought down by Danielle Steer for Taranto, and beautifully finished there. And
let's have a look at this third one. That ball given away by Sasha Grove, and Hannah Keane just picked her spot and beat Chloe Lincoln, who was so far out of her goal scorer. And the second here for Hannah Keane, a one-on-one contest with Ellie Brush, but she just dispatched of her, and that ball went straight through the legs of Chloe Lincoln. Yeah, she's just so strong and such a prolific goal scorer that, you know, Canberra have really struggled to contain Hannah Keane today. As we look at this cross from Taylor Vlanich, and that ball went straight through the hands of Chloe Lincoln and fell to the feet of Sydney Cummings, who just safely dispatched that.
Yeah, just poorly timed there by Chloe Lincoln. She has fumbled that down. But in saying that, you know, Western United first to it once again, and Canberra United sort of standing around nearby.
Absolutely, as we see. As we see some changes made for both sides, as Sasha Grove goes off for Sophia Christopherson, and for Western United, Danielle Steer's gone off for Carly Johnson, and Emma Robers has also come on. As Jacqueline Savisky, who made her first start this competition, she's gone off for Emma Robers, as Canberra United get us underway.
And we saw before the half started, Canberra United doing some short sprints on the sideline. And, you know, on such a hot day, it's normally what teams do when it's sort of cold weather, but I'm guessing that's just to get their energy up and get them ready for the half, and hopefully come out with much more intent than that first half.
See, Taylor Young here on the ball. And for Canberra United, been in the dub for so long, they're very close to one of their biggest losses in the competition. The biggest loss being a 6-0 defeat to Sydney FC back in 2022, and they've also lost 6-1 to Sydney FC in 2017. Will it be a historic defeat, or can Canberra just claw their way back in, as Taylor Young makes a cross into the box? And that ball, so this is our first look at Carly Johnson playing that forward to Hannah Keane. Can she get there first? Certainly can. Meets Ilioski to the ball, and she holds the ball up nicely to Rovers.
Yeah, they are on the brink of another record defeat, but you know, I'm baffled, Pakua. I'm a bit speechless as to how this game's gone and what's going on in the Canberra United camp. We spoke in the first half about, you know, could it be something, you know, more than meets the eye, and who knows now, because this is definitely uncharacteristic of them, and they need their leaders to step up.
They certainly do. They just need to get a few moments of calm possession. As you look now, Canberra make their way forward, and Lana Schön collects that. Angie Beard now spoke about that 6-1 defeat back in 2017, and my co-caller was on that game and part of that handy win for Sydney FC. You remember that game, Teresa, or am I just jogged your memory there?
I wish I could say I do remember it. I might have to see a bit of footage, but pretty sure I played the 90 that day, and Yeah, a good win for us, wasn't it?
Just a few wins in your career.
Do you know where it was, Pakua?
No, just calm for you. And back in 2017, and had a few. Remy Seamson actually scored a double that day.
Look, I definitely wasn't on the score sheet. Perhaps assisted, but yeah, good home win for us back then.
And, always, your Sydney FC sides have always been threatening, and they're certainly doing well so far this season. Comfortably dispatching of Melbourne Victory in the midweek. It's Milivojevic on the ball.
Yeah, comfortable victory in the big blue for the Sydney girls. They're looking the goods this season. But I definitely enjoyed a win over Canberra in my day, where, you know, they were one of the original, you know, top teams. So a win against Canberra was always great.
And as you mentioned earlier, really difficult place to play. But certainly looks like the side Canberra you were, as Kennedy Faulkner loses possession and slips there, and Hannah Keen's got space up ahead to run to, cuts across to Ellie Brushen, just wide of the goals there, but a great run from Hannah Keen, and some poor defending from Kennedy Faulkner, who lost possession and then just slipped at the worst time. And Hannah Keen was off to the races.
Yeah, you just see Faulkner there slip over the ball, and of course Hannah Keen was there to pounce on it, run at defenders, cut in and out, and get a shot away, and it wasn't too far off.
Ma to Faulkner. Just played it out wide. It's Cheng Shu Wu, who's covered by Medwin, and she loses possession, and Western United throw in.
Yeah, and McKellar Park, you know, like I said earlier, very tough place to visit, and tough crowd, of course. I can't forget the crowd when you're the away team. And really, their crowd acts as their 12th player most of the time. But I don't think Canberra have given the crowd much to sort of be happy about today. And if they can get the crowd going, then that will really help them, you know, get back into this game.
Certainly a lot quieter than it usually is down at McKellar Park. You see Robers playing it back to Taranto. Cummings. Pressure from Michelle Heyman. That ball's found its way to Taylor Vlanich, who's enjoying time up front. And a strong challenge there by Adriana Taranto.
Yeah, although they're 5 goals up, they're not backing down Western United, and that's just such a good sign of a great team.
Robers. As we take a look at that foul from Adriana Taranto, came in strong, and Vesna Milivojevic ended up on the ground.
And Milivojevic is the most fouled player in the Canberra team, but she's also conceded the most fouls. So that goes to show when Canberra have a lot of the ball, Milivojevic gets fouled a lot. That's how good she is. I think that's the second, well, that wasn't classed a foul, but I can recall 1 foul on Milivojevic today only. So that might go to show just how much possession Canberra are lacking today.
Certainly not having the ball as Christopherson. Keen just found her way out of trouble as she takes a shot, and that ball goes out for a corner, as we see Iliovsky there.
Such a tenacious player. She just got out of, you know, the way of 4 defenders then, Hannah King. So hard to contain. Here she is. She's got close footwork, keeps her arms up for balance, looks up, takes the shot, and wins her team a corner.
And as we see, Taylor Vlanich, it's the second corner of the afternoon. Western United. That ball's played to the near post, but dealt with by Canberra United, and another corner for them as we see first look at Sophia Christopherson. to a dangerous area, and Sydney Cummings got it straight. Ball's found its way back, but cleared by Canberra United, and the ball's coming straight back. Angie Beard. She's got Kylie Johnson short. She uses her, but great defensive work. But that ball's found its way back to Angie Beard with some really fancy footwork. Just cuts it across, dealt with by Chloe Lincoln. So that ball goes out for another corner. Really good pressure from Western United in these early moments of the second half.
Yeah, here's some nifty creative play from Angie Beard, and she gets a bit of a weak shot away, but yeah, fumbled by Chloe Lincoln, and Canberra concede another corner.
Just a little bit of a cheeky nutmeg on Taylor Young. So we see Adriana Taranto about to take the corner. He's in the near post, and that ball's gone across face of goal, but referee is awarded a free kick. Rebecca Durkow hasn't had too much to do this afternoon. Pretty calm sort of game.
Yeah, I think refs enjoy when, you know, they're not the centre of attention, and yeah, we certainly haven't seen much of Rebecca Durkow today.
Smart. Playing it out wide to Christopherson. She's got one-on-one with Vlanic. She's found her way back into defence, but she does a great job there to get it. Swapped roles with Angie Beard for the moment. But Taylor Vlanic is typically playing as a fullback. Must be nice for Mark Torcaso to have a player like Taylor Vlanic who's been able to seamlessly work into that forward line as this ball goes forward, and Hughes with a strike, but not much power in that, and that's found the hands of Hilary Beale.
Yeah, experience is everything, Pakua, and TJ Vlanic has, you know, been around the competition for a number of years, so definitely a good pickup from Torcaso, and some much needed experience in the A-Leagues for a new Western United team.
See Cheng Shu Wu playing it out to Ilioski. Ilioski tried to play it back to Wu and couldn't do it, and given away possession. See Taranto. Taylor Young. Ball's coming collected by Angie Beard, who wins herself a throw-in.
Here's a shot from Laura Hughes. Yeah, just wasn't enough on it, and an easy take for Hilary Beale there. But, you can see in the build-up of Western United, they're just so calm and finding each other very easily. There's not enough pressure on the ball from Canberra United, but you can hear the coaches on the side really pushing them to press the Western United players. And we can see that the shots up top, 13 shots for Western United to Canberra's 9.
Now wide to Kylie Johnson, and almost found there by Hannah Keane. Cheng Shi Wu tries to play that into the path of Milivojevic, but unable to do so. Once again, Taranto into the path of Vlanic, but just behind her, and Taylor Young tries to play forward, but Angie Beard had so much pressure on Sophia Christopherson. It's back for Western United, another chance to attack. Early cross from Angie Beard, but always out of play.
Once again, Western United targeting that left flank, but the cross there wasn't up to scratch from Angie Beard.
So you see Molly Brush, Faulkner, Cheng Shu Wu, and Chinese international hasn't really had the space to be at her best this afternoon. Always under pressure immediately. That ball goes to Hughes. Taylor Young.
And I think that pass there to Cheng Shu actually put her under pressure because she had a defender on her. So it all comes down to Canberra United's decision-making, which, yeah, has been pretty lacklustre today.
Hughes. Back to Ma. Back to Hughes. Got Ilioski out wide. Cheng Shu Wu is an option short, but loses possession to Adriana Taranto. Just waits for Ilioski to come closer to her and plays it off her for a throw-in. Ball. Sekro Smart here. So we see Taylor Young. Taylor Young. Now, obviously, we spoke about it, Teresa, as we see Western United go forward here with Carly Johnson. Just waiting for some teammates to arrive, but she goes for a shot herself and hits the side netting. You've been a part of some pretty handy thrashing in your day. If you are Western United, what are you thinking in the moment? Like, are you trying to score more goals, or are you just trying to see out the rest of the game and just ensure there's no injuries and everybody gets to next week okay, as we have a look at Carly Johnson's opportunity again?
Yeah, Carly Johnson, really quick player, gets in behind and opts to go for the shot rather than the cut back there. But, you know, where Western United are at the moment, that decision's okay. And it's good to see Carly Johnson with a lot of confidence to go for the shot there. But in terms of where to now for Western United, I mean, they won't take their foot off the pedal. They're just that good a side. And, you know, if you take your foot off the pedal and invites a team to get back into the game. But I think that they will reach a point where they do hold out the game, but it's not yet.
See moments of chaos in this game as Sydney Cummings comes in and collects. And a player as Cheng Shi Wu also ends up on the ground, and we take time for a drinks break here in the second half. And this handy 5-0 lead by Western United will be very handy in the goal difference tally, +2 over Melbourne City at the moment.
Yeah, very, very handy lead here for Western United, and they've come out very smart, you know, not going for it way too much, but yeah, certainly not letting their guard down and not, you know, defending. They're still trying to keep the ball and pick their moments to go forward and, you know, break away.
As we take both these sides are just getting their instructions from their coaching staff. And for Canberra, is it about winning the second half? Just to kind of get yourself, you know, in that right mindset for next week and the weeks after, because they were in this finals race and they technically still are, but it almost seems like it's slipping further and further away from them the more this kind of pattern continues.
Look, I mean, a 5-0 scoreline at half-time, you do need a reset. You need to come in and treat the second half as a new game. That's the only way. But I'm just reading body language on the side there, and I'm looking at Western United, who are huddled up and giving each other instructions with their heads up. And on the other hand, Canberra, you know, you've got players with their heads down and hunched over. And here's a replay of that first goal once again. Beautiful cross from Angie Beard, and they get on the end of that with the bring down from Danielle Steer and a great finish from Taranto.
See
Hannah Keane.
Great shot there for her third one, and the fourth one, easy as you like for her.
Oh, it was, I mean, just so hard to contain there, and Ellie Brush was unable to get in front of her, and she was out-muscled by Hannah Keane, and it was a great finish there through the legs of Chloe Lincoln.
That ball's made its way through to Chloe Lincoln, and Taylor Vlanic's got an opportunity for a shot, and that's just hit the side netting. That ball found its way to Taylor Vlanic, and she took that strike, and she was oh so close to making it 6-0 for Western United.
It was a ball over the top from Western United, which once again, Western United first the ball. They play it down and get a shot away. TJ Vlanic hits it wide.
Angie Beard here on the ball. Great dribbling from Angie Beard, and that ball's laid off from Adriana Taranto. The ball's cut back in, but Chloe Lincoln deals with that and tries to play it quickly into the path of Iliovsky.
And for her first game back, Angie Beard seems to have even more energy in the second half. She is running amok down that left-hand side. Very impressive.
Just as we see Grace Ma on the ball, a quiet afternoon for her, and not the kind of game she would have liked to have had, as we see Angie Beard come off after a great performance for Alex Sinclair at NPL Victoria legend. First time in the Liberty A-League, and bringing on player of her quality and attacking threat tells you the mindset of Mark Torcaso. He's not comfortable just with this 5-0 lead. He wants more goals from his side.
Yeah, brilliant shift from Angie Beard. Phenomenal comeback, and Alex Sinclair comes on yet again, and she's been great every time she's been called upon. Super sub. So yeah, he's got great depth, Torcaso.
And so, if we think about this Western United side, without Chloe Lagazzo this afternoon, and they're able to dispatch of a really great team in the competition. Is we see Vesna Milivojevic on the ball, strike, falls to Michelle Heyman. Really held back there by Taylor Vlanic, who's beaten there by Christopherson, who's crossed it through, and that's gone just past Cheng Shu Wu, and was knocked on by Vesna Milivojevic. I don't think knew that Cheng Shu Wu was right behind her.
Yeah, great work there from Christopherson to lose both her defenders. You can see here she took on Vlanic and got a nice cross there with good speed. But yeah, once again, on different wavelengths there, Canberra United. And had Milivojevic left it, could have landed to Cheng Shu Wu for a finish then.
See Chloe Lincoln, and with the arrival of Alex Sinclair onto park, we see Taylor Vlanic go and take the position, go and take a left-back position that Angie Beard was previously occupying as Medwin. And outside of the top victory, occupy that last spot with 18 points, having played 11 games so far. So had Canberra been able to get that win this afternoon, they could have really made Melbourne Victory quite nervous, particularly after their midweek loss to Sydney FC.
And I mean, the scoreline as well does them no favours in terms of goal difference. So that they've had a 5-0 defeat, and now they're 5 goals down. So, you know, this could be season-ending in the long run.
Really could be if Canberra can't turn it around. See Iliofsky on the ball. Heyman just come really deep to collect it. It's not where you want her position if you're trying to make a comeback in this game. That ball's found. Canberra is back to Michelle Heyman. Tries to take a long-range effort, but blocked by Mel Taranto. Carly Johnson poked it on, but free kick, and free kick is for Western United.
And you mentioned the record losses for Canberra, and I was involved in one of those back at Lambert Park, and it was a 6-1 result, as we mentioned before. And funnily enough, who messages me? Daniel Barrett, our coach at the time, and he's pretty sure that we scored off 2 of my set pieces. So there you go.
Hey, look at that, Teresa. You are constantly involved in all things Sydney FC, as that ball bobbles around, and a strike there from Vesna Milivojevic, but safely into the hands of Hilary Beale, who was alert to it.
Great to hear from Dan, and great to see he's still watching the games.
So Christopherson made that run forward and not dealt with there by Alana Stoner. That allowed that ball to bobble around, and Vesna Milivojevic took a swing at that. Absolutely great, as you said, Teresa, to have all these people who've been involved in the A-League women's competition. As that ball's played forward into the path of Robers. He's got Adriana Taranto into the middle, and just too much on that, and able to be dealt with by Taylor Young. Plays it to Vesna Milivojevic. Plays it off for Hughes. And that ball's given away cheaply. So not what Canberra United would have wanted in that moment.
Yeah, and Iliofsky, she only had one option there. She had Laura Hughes, who had peeled off her defender, and that's been an issue for Canberra United today, is that, you know, in possession, they don't have enough options to move the ball around quickly enough.
As we see Western United go forward, but 2 set pieces, Teresa. Were you a bit of a set piece maestro? Would you have called yourself that? As we see Alex Sinclair putting Ali Brush under pressure, but she deals with that. And that ball's coming straight back, but Taylor Young makes sure that goes out for a throw-in.
Honestly, Paku, I'm so disappointed in my memory. But yeah, I thought I started taking more set pieces a bit later than that. But you know what? I'll take what I can get.
Hey, that's if you're handing out sides of record defeats and you're a part of it with this couple of set pieces, it's not too bad. It's pretty handy. So
well, might just be some banter from Dan too.
That ball dealt with by Kennedy Faulkner, and Vesna Milivojevic just clears it as far away as she can get it. Chengshu under pressure there from Medwin. That ball's given away once again, and been a real tale of this game. Every time Canberra really tried to get out, they just, that one errant pass that's gone straight back to Western United and allowed them to get into their structure and set up. See Sydney Cummings on the ball, playing it out wide, but not the pass that she needed for Carly Johnson.
You're right, Pakua. Canberra have played into the hands of Western United with too many mishit passes, you know, not enough pressure on the ball and desire to win first and second balls. There's just been a lot of issues for Canberra United today that really there's probably too many to have tweaked today and turn the game around. But, you know, there's still a little bit of time. Can they, you know, save a little bit of pride and get a couple on the scoreboard? We'll see.
It is. If we're tracking this second half, 0-0 for both sides in this half. So for Canberra, they're doing certainly a lot better than they were in that first period, and see Milivojevic on the ball. Tries to play to Heyman, who's just holding it up. Tamar. Found itself the ball to Christopherson, who's played it through to Milivojevic, but great work there by Mel Taranto to come and collect that. And she plays it comfortably to Sydney Cummings, who's had a relatively easy afternoon, hasn't been troubled too much.
No, she's had a really strong afternoon, and really leads very well from the back and keeps the team calm.
Great cross there from Great Smart, but Sydney Cummings was alert to that before it could reach Michelle Heyman. That ball's found its way to Alex Sinclair, and as we see Carly Johnson out wide, but Taylor Young had the inside line and got to that ball first, and she's able to clear it for her side. Milivojevic playing it out wide to Christopherson. Crosses it in, but once again, straight at Hilary Beale, and wondering when we'll see a player like Grace Jarley come on. Or is it a case of Negos Popovic saying, this game is lost, we are just going to save... We're going to save Grace Jarley's legs and let her come back. It's Ellie Brush almost gets caught in possession, but ambitious strike there from Adriana Taranto. Is it a case of Negos Popovic just wanting to rest Grace Jarley for the rest of the game, because they are facing the Newcastle Jets next week, who they did have that big win against, as we go for another drinks break in this half? What is Mark Torcaso saying to his side right now, Teresa?
Yeah, look, we're in the 75th minute. I think he'll just, be telling them, don't do anything silly, and keep possession would be the main thing. But yeah, we can see Kennedy Faulkner's slip on the ball there, which Hannah Keane pounced on, and she does what she does. She runs at defenders with pace, and she's very hard to tackle. Turns in and out and gets the shot away, and here's Angie Beard on her way with the individual run, and got a shot away to earn her team a corner. Christopherson got a nice cross here on the right, and it had good pace on it, but yeah, just a bit of a miscommunication there with Cheng Shuru and Milivojevic, and Carly Johnson's individual effort in the box there. Long range pass there from Western United, lands to TJ Vlanic, and she shoots it wide.
As see that opportunity for Vesna Milivojevic fell to her, but so many opportunities for Western United, as we see a substitution for Canberra United as Hayley Taylor-Young goes off for Holly Murray.
Yeah, it looks like Popovic is keeping Jarley on the bench. Look, she's had a really crowded schedule lately with her New Zealand international games too, so perhaps he'll keep her on the bench for a break this week.
As we Negos Popovic has taken off Sophia Christopherson after bringing her on, taking her off for Chloe Middleton. So a really big statement there from Negos Popovic.
Yeah, and I don't think Chloe Middleton's earned any minutes this season, so perhaps he's, looking at the scoreline and thinking, let's blood another youngster.
So that ball's played to Hughes, to Middleton. First look at her this afternoon, and gets it straight into legs of Sydney Cummings and Mel Taranto, who's been really impressive defensively this afternoon, really tracking back, even though the side has been on the front foot on a lot of occasions, when she has been required to do some defensive work, she's done an incredible job.
Yeah, their whole team has just been fantastic defensively. Just the desire to win the ball, the pressure they put on the ball is second to none.
It's Taranto. It's the path of Rovers, who's just come in late and hit the legs of Grace Smart. Be interesting to know why Negos Popovic is what he saw that he didn't like from Sofia Kristofferson's performance so far in the second half to bring her on and then take her off.
Look, I didn't think she was doing too badly. You know, she was getting on the ball, beating defenders, getting the ball into the box. You know, for a youngster, I thought she was doing pretty well. You know, that's why perhaps I think it's
Grace Smart there, and that ball comes to the far post, but Michelle Heyman unable to control it and flick it back to a dangerous area for her side.
Yeah, that's why I'm thinking it might be down to giving Chloe Middleton some minutes.
Frustrating afternoon for Michelle Heyman, who's just been in good form as of late. Besides that Wellington Phoenix fixture, she's been really dangerous, but last 2 weeks it must be really difficult for this Canberra United squad as Cheng Shi Wu makes her way forward, and she's got Michelle Heyman in the middle. Can she get the ball to her? No, it's dealt with by the Western United defence. See Medwin bringing that ball out. This Canberra United side is stretched at the moment as we see Hannah Keane on the ball, playing into the path of Emma Rovers. She found Carly Johnson out wide, and referees called that back.
Yeah, I think Carly Johnson was caught offside there. But another great counter-attack from Western United after defending their almost goal line, you know, to almost getting their own shot away.
Hughes. Heyman. Middleton. On here with Cern. Can she use her... Oh, Cern reads that really well. Gets her body in between her and Middleton.
That was brilliant defending from Cern there. Just gets her body in front and making sure that Middleton doesn't keep going with it. Fantastic defending, very mature.
Lana Cern being really impressive so far this season. If you were watching the NPL Victoria, she's a player who you'd see a lot in the midfield, but she's playing further back, playing as a centre back, and has done a really great job so far in her first stint in the Liberty A-League. See, Brush. Back to Mar. Plays that forward through, tried to get to Michelle Heyman, but cut out by the Western United defence. See Hilary Bill just calmly just taking some time off the ball, and been a really easy afternoon for her. Had to catch a few, but hasn't really been troubled in the goals.
Yeah, she's had another strong game as she has all season, and now it's down to game management, so really leading the way there in terms of running down that clock.
And it's currently looking like Canberra United will avoid any history-setting defeats. As Force finds Carly Johnson out wide. Keeps the ball, but great defensive work by Canberra United there as Chloe Middleton just gives the ball away. And West United get another opportunity to just take some more time off the clock. Just taking her time to find her next pass.
Yeah, it's looking like Canberra will avoid a record-setting defeat today. But in the context of this season, they've had 2 disastrous defeats in a row, which really puts their run to finals in doubt, and it'll mean that
Go smart with that ball.
it'll mean they need to pretty much win every game from here on in.
He's certainly going to be an uphill battle for them if they are going to want to make finals. They'll need a few results to go their way. Need Melbourne Victory to drop a few more points, and they've conceded. Canberra United have conceded 10 goals in their last 2 games alone, and just the game before they scored the 5 themselves as that ball's played forward, but gone into the hands of Chloe Lincoln.
Yeah, that's pretty disastrous, and it undid all their good work. And, like I said, when it comes to finals, it could come down to goals, which, does them no favours today.
Really doesn't. Is Heyman. Murray. Hughes.
And Canberra right now are playing as if they are 5-0 back. They're passing the ball backwards. They're passing the ball across the back. They need to be going forward with intensity, and it's not happening. There's a real lack of energy today from them.
See Cheng Shu Wu unable to control the ball as it goes out of play. And does this kind of... Is this how, as we see, Western United make another substitution as Natasha Dakic comes on for Carly Johnson, who also just came on in the second half. So another interesting sub-on, sub-off situation, one for each team. So Natasha Dakic been in and out of this side for this season, but it's good to see her on the field.
Yeah, no player ever wants to get subbed on and then off, but I think there's a bit more to it in both instances, and I'd be happy to find out a bit more about that after the game.
See Cheng Shu Wu there, and Robers tries to play through, but a lazy pass, and lucky for her, Sai is able to regain possession very quickly. See Adriana Taranto play that forward nicely into the path of Alex Sinclair. Can she get it before it goes out, and just rolls out of play before she's able to get on the end of that.
And Western United, they've got a good balance of game management and still going at it, against Canberra here. And they're keeping the ball when they need to, and then if there's an opportunity that they feel like they can go forward and score, they're finding it and they're going for it.
Absolutely. And so the point I was trying to make before is the lack of, intensity in a game. Though in a game you are losing 5-0, does that feed into the next game? Are you thinking about that? If you haven't switched that mindset, like we really need to just kickstart, and it's really hard to get those building blocks underway in the next game.
Yeah, I mean, it should have fed into this second half for Canberra.
As you see Alex Sinclair make a run forward, tries to cut it back, but great defensive work by Iliovsky there.
Being 5 down really should have, motivated them for this second half. But, as the second half's worn on, it seems that they've accepted defeat in a sense. The only way that they can bounce back now is through the week. Get back to the drawing board, build their confidence again, and smash it in the next game.
See Taylor Vlanich take this corner. Deep and high corner. City comes to the far post, and so is Tasha Dakic, but sails over both their heads, and Chloe Lincoln gets to take a goal kick.
And come next round, I'll be really interested to see how Canberra bounce back from these 2 heavy losses.
And Michelle Heyman pushing her side forward, but almost loses possession, but still able to regain, and Holly Murray a bit slow to that. And for Western United, as that free kick is given to Western United. For Western United, they face Perth Glory next Saturday, and Perth Glory haven't played in quite a while, so it'll be an interesting contest for them. Perth trying to get some game time, but also a tough game for both teams. That ball's played forward, and Hannah Keynes Knocked that forward for Alex Sinclair, who keeps it in, but showed a little bit too much of that to Hughes, who is able to safely take it out of the defence to Milivojevic, playing it into the path of Middleton.
Yeah, and the last time Western United met Perth, Perth were 2-0 up and Western United fought back to win 3-2. So it'll be a very interesting fixture when those two teams meet again.
As you see, Medwin. This possession, but ball's gone out for a throw-in. And Chloe Middleton unhappy with the lineswoman there. Only a few minutes left in this game. It's been a really much calmer second half than what we've seen from both these sides, as Western United came out absolutely flying and put 5 past Canberra's defence in the first half, but haven't been able to put anything in the back of that in the second half. Especially Murray here on the ball, and just a bit of a wild pass. It's gone out of play. You see Mark Torcaso, he's not smiling, but I feel like I can see the corners of his mouth just starting to just maybe face upwards, and not trying to give anything away, but I reckon he's pretty happy with his side's performance this afternoon.
Oh, absolutely. He'd be satisfied. You know, it's another strong performance against a very solid squad. So, yeah, it's up and up for Western United, isn't it?
It certainly is. And for Mark Torcaso and a lot of players who'd been written off as the fourth official, George Giradello indicates 4 more minutes of additional time. For Mark Torcaso and a lot of these players were written off. Some of them had chances in the Liberty A-League, but other side said, no, unfortunately, you don't make our final list. But Mark Torcaso started with that colder system, and now Western United, they believed in all of these players. A lot of confidence, and this team is really united, playing some great football and believing in their coaching staff, and they certainly haven't led them astray as they sit top of the Liberty A-League in only their first season in the competition.
Yeah, it's incredible stuff, and they deserve every bit of success that they get, and it goes to show that, you know, reputations aren't everything, and if you have that belief, you know, you can achieve anything. So hat off to Western United.
Cheng Shu Wu is fouled there as we get yellow card. I think it might be the first one this afternoon.
Certainly is. He had a ball into Cheng Shu Wu from Kennedy Faulkner, and yeah, it was an unnecessary clip there, and you know, warranted yellow card, I think.
Lana Cern knew it straight away, put her hand up for that one.
And it's just an unnecessary one where, you know, at this point in the game, you just don't need that.
It's Vesna Milivojevic and Grace Maher stand over this ball. Some tall options. Milivojevic just goes for it herself, but too much on that. And that ball's gone out of McKellar Park and probably into the car park or the road. There.
Yeah, look, it pretty much sums up Canberra's afternoon. And, you know, there were a couple passes just before that went astray. It's just, it's not been there a couple weeks, really. They really need to, you know, go back this week and turn things around.
And for Canberra, is it, as we see, 19 shots for Western United to Canberra's 13, but that doesn't really matter. The one that really does matter is the 5 goals for Western United and none for Canberra. And for Teresa, for a side like Canberra, is it a case of a players-only chat to really reevaluate what's going on, to find out what the problems are?
Yeah, I mean, that could be an answer, and I've certainly been part of teams where we've had players' chats depending on situations, and we don't know, you know, internally what's going on at Canberra United, but you know, the state they're in at the moment, they might need a players-only chat.
Alex Sinclair plays that forward to Hannah Keane, but too much on it and too far away. But can Hannah Keane get it before it goes out of play. She certainly can, and she lays it off for Taylor Vlanich. She's played it into Adriana Taranto. To Keane. As Adriana Taranto is just down. Got a bit of contact on her ankle. As Canberra United make one last push before full time. Vesna Milivojevic tries to play that into the path of Chloe Middleton, but Medwin and Dakic blocked her path. And some Canberra fans calling for the free kick there.
And how good has Medwin been? I mean, that was a pretty good ball in behind from Milivojevic, but Western United read the cues. They dropped early and, you know, no threat. But brilliantly read the play there, Amy Medwin.
Some real standout players for Western United this afternoon. They've have all done their job almost perfectly. I don't know if there is a such thing as a perfect game in football, but almost a perfect team form. It says full time here at McKellar Park, and Western United comfortably dispatch of Canberra United, who are in all sorts, suffering their second 5-0 defeats in 2 weeks. As we see Adriana Taranto on the ground there, but for Western United, top of the table, living their great season, and Canberra United 0, Western United 5. As we have a look at this afternoon's stats, Teresa, talk us through it.
Yeah, I mean, look at that, 19 shots with 9 on target, 5 goals scored for it, and yeah, just Canberra didn't show up today, to be quite honest, and very disappointing for them being at home.
Absolutely is, and they'll need to regroup before they face the Newcastle Jets next week. But for now, from me, Pure Frimpong and Teresa Plies, thank you for joining us, and I hope to see you again next week for some more Liberty A-League action.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking nice, we don't need to tell them twice.
Here comes the future.
Yeah, we look nice, future looking real nice, we don't need to tell them twice.
Here comes the future.
Western United scorer number 9, Hannah King.
side. Very impressive.
Just as you see, Grace Maher on the ball, a quiet afternoon for her, and not the kind of game she would have liked to have had, as we see Angie Beard come off after a great performance for Alex Sinclair at NPL Victoria legend. His first time in the Liberty A-League, and bringing on a player of her quality and attacking threat tells you the mindset of Mark Torcaso. He's not comfortable just with this 5-0 lead. He wants more goals from his side.
Yeah, brilliant shift from Angie Beard. Phenomenal comeback, and Alex Sinclair comes on yet again, and she's been great every time she's been called upon. Super sub, so yeah, he's got great depth, Torcaso.
And if we think about this Western United side, without Chloe Lagazo this afternoon, and they're able to dispatch of a really great team in the competition, is we see Vesna Milivojevic on the ball, strike, falls to Michelle Heyman. Really held back there by Taylor Vlanic, who's beaten there by Christopherson, who's crossed it through, and that's gone just past Cheng Shu Wu, and is knocked on by Vesna Milivojevic. I don't think knew that Cheng Shu Wu was right behind her.
Yeah, great work there from Christopherson to lose both her defenders. You can see here she took on Vlanic and got a nice cross there with good speed. But yeah, once again, on different wavelengths there, Canberra United, and had Milivojevic left it, could have landed to Cheng Shu Wu for a finish then.
See Chloe Lincoln, and with the arrival of Alex Sinclair onto park, we see Taylor Vlanic go and take the position, a left back position that Angie Beard was previously occupying as Medwin. Cern. Beal. Back to Cern. Just taking their time here, Western United. Canberra really not pressing all that much. Medwin tries to play forward. Kennedy Faulkner does not deal with that, but just offside there, Alex Sinclair. But Kennedy Faulkner once again not dealing with the pass, and saved by the assistant referee. That ball's tapped on by Christopherson, but unable to come and collect that. Johnson, Taranto, to Adriana Taranto, and that ball's just bubbling around, but Canberra United find themselves in possession again. Cheng Shu Wu tried to play it into the path of Christopherson, but not enough on it.
Bit of back and forth between teams now, and you know, for Canberra United, it's your home game, you're 5-0 down, and really for your fans, you need to come out and show a little bit more desire, at least for them. And you know, they haven't conceded in the second half, but I feel like they could just show a bit more intensity.
They certainly could, as this game, this loss for Canberra United, they've played 10 games so far in this competition, and sitting on 11 points, and Brisbane Roar are also in that middle pack. It's that race for the final 4th spot. Adelaide United sitting in 5th with...
Yeah, that's right. I've just got a bit of tape on the board letting me know what's apparently right and left today upside down. Do you want to switch it?
EFC.
And I mean, the scoreline as well does them no favours in terms of goal difference. So that they've had a 5-0 defeat and now they're 5 goals down. So, you know, this could be season-ending in the long run.
Really could be if Canberra can't turn it around. See Iliofsky on the ball.